make sure that your image looks perfect the way that you want it. I would like to check the color profile too. I would like to go to Edit from the top menu, and then let's go to Convert to Profile. So the second thing you're looking for is the color profile. Right now, the source space is Epson sRGB. It's an Epson specific, but it's sRGB. If you go to Edit and Convert to Profile. It's been a while, but I will remind you that the profiles are made for a certain intent or output environment, and sRGB is perfect for a monitor viewing environment. You are going to make prints, and if you're making prints, you are looking for either Adobe RGB 1998 or Profoto RGB 1998, either one of them. Preferably, this is for 8-bit or 16-bit. This one, definitely 16-bit that came from your camera. This is a scanned image. Actually, I'm going to go to Adobe RGB 1998. Okay? So we are changing the color space from one to another. If you're a designer and if your printer requires you to convert your file to CMYK file, this is also another place that you can convert your file into CMYK file. You can assign the color profile that is, I think it's often the SWOP, that is what is called for. Then if you assign the CMYK color profiles, your file becomes CMYK file, not RGB. So you can convert the color mode here too. But for us photographers, we always deal with the RGB color space. That is how camera sees the world. So we are with the camera. Okay? So Adobe RGB, that's probably the safest bet for you guys. Yes?
Do you lose layers when you convert? Or?
If you check this, and what I would do is I would go ahead and flatten the file and save this file as print specific file. So you have the copy, but you still have the layered version somewhere else. There are a few things that you like to look into here. The color conversion intent. As a photographer, there are two choices we often make, either perceptual or relative. If you're a designer, you might go to absolute colorimetrics, which call for like a McDonald's yellow or, Coke red, that kind of direction. But we don't really go for that direction. So relative or perceptual. The easiest way to remember this rule is if you have a really saturated colors, go for perceptual, but otherwise you can work with relatives. And by looking at this image right now, it doesn't really have a screamy saturated colors in this picture, so I would go for relative colorimetrics. Possibly, I remember something like, if you remember Heather's Chameleon, the green picture, that is pretty bright. That picture may benefit from using perceptual. So that is the kind of vivid colorness that I'm talking about. Okay? I don't see that kind of color here, so I'm going to choose the relative colorimetrics. Always use black point compensation check. And because we are going to save this file as print version, we go ahead and flatten the image to preserve the color appearance. I will say okay. And then I would go File, Save As. And I'll call it _print. So this is the print prepared file, you can tell. And make sure that you have the embedded color space, which we specified, Adobe RGB 1998, format, TIFF, or Photoshop, either or, but this was, the original format was TIFF, so I'm gonna keep the TIFF format. And we know that this is used for print. I'm gonna just save this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and save the TIFF file too. Just a reminder that if you are saving TIFF file, even though you're a Mac user, I would go for byte order ABM-PC format so that the file can be absolutely opened in both Mac and in PC.